Hello everyone. I'm so excited for today. This idea has been cooking in my brain for months. I know that this topic is absolutely years and years old. This concept has been around since I'd say probably about 2020, and it got really popular last year. It was in the news a lot last year. People were writing articles about it and everything. But I wanted to touch on something that I don't think enough people are talking about. Let me check the audio really quick. I want to touch on something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. And like, yes, we know that this trend can like potentially lead to misogyny, and there's also people saying it doesn't, and this is just the way things are, and it's actually good and healthy for women. Like, we already know all of those things. But I want to talk about the specific problems and fear surrounding this issue that absolutely controls people's lives that I have great issue with. And so I want to give this ideology the benefit of the doubt. Just because I know, like, a lot of my friends love the idea of feminine energy, and they also go about dating thinking about feminine energy. And the idea itself is just. Oh, wait. What? Arab? Hello? I do not need to change the video resolution. Okay, anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna be building up this idea from the ground up just so that you understand it and you understand the woman's perspective, especially if you're a man, you may not understand. So here we go. I'm gonna start with this one. This is the specific video I wanted to talk about because it's just so prevalent in the back of young women's minds while dating, and I think like 90% of women can relate to this video. This video got like millions of likes just because it was so relatable. Let me play it.
My biggest fear isn't ending up alone. My biggest fear is actually marrying a man who treats me really well for the first 5 to 10 years, who I think is the love of my life, and then out of nowhere, he completely switches up and becomes completely complacent. He refuses to help me with household labor. He refuses to help me with the kids unless I ask him to do it for me. And he only does nice romantic gestures for me because he feels like I'm going to get mad at him if he doesn't do them. And he secretly low-key hates me. And then because of how complacent we've become in the life that we've built together, because separating would mean deciding how to split the time between the kids and split up our house and split up all of our finances and all of our responsibilities, I become stuck, and then I just tolerate living with a man who kind of low-key hates me, who I'm not necessarily really happy with, who doesn't even probably like me as a person, all because I was so afraid of ending up alone that I settled with somebody, and now I have to waste my entire lifeline on them. So I'm actually not that afraid of ending up alone, because if I'm afraid enough of ending up alone, I might ignore the signs that he doesn't actually like me, and end up living a life of complacency with a man who kind of hates me, because I'd much rather end up alone than experience whatever the fuck that is.
Okay, so this is the root fear for, I'd say, 95% of women. They do not want to be in a relationship where they are not being reciprocated, where their love is kind of taken for granted, right? And it's very human. It's very human of them. And it's just like, obviously, right? But the main thing that I wanted to talk about for this video was the fear aspect, the fear of this happening. And one thing about fear, also with guilt and shame, is that it leaves you with no path but safety. If you're scared of something for your entire life, you are going to constantly be chasing safety, and you're not going to look at other ideas that may cause you fear. You're only going to be controlled by this fear your entire life. For an example, right? If the only reason that you're motivated to be religious is fear of the afterlife, fear of going to hell, and that's the only reason you're religious, are you really religious? You know, are you really a believer, or are you just forced into that belief because you're scared of hell? You know, that's one of the problems I have with religion in general, to be honest, that sometimes like you just believe religion because you're scared of going to hell. And so it's like, this is the same type of concept. You're so scared of ending up with a man who's going to treat you badly and who's going to make things very unfair that you need to follow concepts like feminine energy. And then women are basically manipulated into this concept, into believing they need to be feminine, they need to have XYZ traits, they need to be nurturing and empathetic, and all of these traditional values that have been around for like literally millennia, because they're scared. They're scared of this happening. This is the root fear. Okay? I should just be going like this. This is the root fear. Okay. But let me check chat really quick. Let me check chat. Hello. We're doing so good today. Except we're not, because I'm replacing my journaling time with this, and now I'm going to be like stressed for the rest of the day. But okay, now let's talk about actual TikToks. Because what better way than to judge public opinion than watch TikToks that people have made? And some of these TikToks, I will be honest, I'm just going to skip over them because they're kind of crazy. Like, I want to watch things that I know a majority of people generally believe, or that I think have aspects of like some type of truth to them. Some things are going to be like really spiritual, and it's like, well, I don't think most people really adopt that, so I'll just skip them. But here you go. Here we go. Does it work? Interesting. Oh, I see. Here we go. Oh, I watched like 8 seconds. This is another good foundational belief. This is argument, like the first 3 arguments for why people think you should adopt feminine energy in your life. Like,
This is why women should not live the same way that men do. Women have 2 internal timekeepers and men only have 1. So we both have our circadian rhythm, which is the 24-hour cycle that regulates our sleep and wake hours. But in addition to the circadian rhythm, women also have an infradian rhythm. Our infradian rhythm is a roughly 28 to 32-day cycle that a woman follows over the course of a month. This regulates our ovulatory system, our metabolism, our immune system, our microbiome, our brain health, and so many other response systems in the body. So given that a man's body is regulated only by the circadian rhythm and a woman's body is regulated by both, it would make sense that a woman's body would function differently than a man's does over the course of a month. This is why it is so important for a woman to change up her daily routine over the course of a month to sync with her
you
cycle.
see, like, that's the problem, right? Like, that's a problem, because they start with something that's obviously generally true, and it's like, yes, we do have infrared cycles of 28 days, but then they take a big jump, and they're like, that's why you need to absolutely center your life around your cycle, when that's not really necessarily true. And the reason that I don't like this cycle syncing, like, kind of mindset is because it inadvertently tells women, like, you're less capable than men. You're less capable to be a CEO because you're going to need to cycle sync, and like 1 week out of the month, you're going to be like really bad, and you need to rest. And it's like, it's inadvertently. She's not meaning this at all. Like, these TikTok creators, these coaches, I bet you they don't mean these negative things, right? And they're going to say some counter argument like, no, I'm not saying that. Yes, you are. You are saying that women are less capable than men by believing you need to cycle sync. Because it's like, you're also saying that women don't have good emotional regulation. You're saying that sometimes women are going to be very emotional, which is a big argument for why women shouldn't be in positions of power. And it just, this whole idea, this whole rise in traditionalism is just feeding into that idea that women shouldn't be in power and women need to rest and women are great at supporting. They should be supporting. Like, you know, they can't, it's not really good for them to be leaders. They shouldn't be strong. And it's like, that's not what these TikToks are saying. Because if they said that, absolutely everybody would not follow these ideologies or anything. They're saying more light things like, oh, we need to be calm, we need to be peaceful. You know, as women, we're more intuitive and empathetic and nurturing, which is another thing I'll talk about later, which I don't think is necessarily naturally true. But yeah, it's like, it's all foundations. You're scared of this? Well, here's this. You also have a cycle, which makes you female, and it's like, it kind of means you should rest more than men do. Okay, let's talk about her second one.
Women only feel, function, and look their best when they are exercising, living, and eating in accordance to their cycles. On the other hand, a man's testosterone is organized around the circadian rhythm. It peaks in the early morning hours and then drops lowest in the evening. And this is how a daily work cycle is organized in the average developed country. This is why a man can do the same things, eat relatively the same way, exercise the same way, day in and day out, and fully thrive. However, if a woman were to do this, she would crash and burn, and we see this a lot in society. This all falls under the idea that we live in a man's world, and this is why we see so many health complications for women. Overall, if you
I'm sorry, but we don't see that a lot in society, actually. We actually do see a lot of women that are functioning well in this capitalist society that are continuously, day by day, thriving by doing what they enjoy. I feel like we're skipping over the fact that what actually burns people out is not cycle syncing. It's not doing something that you're passionate about and having a bad economy where you're like making close to minimum wage, even though you have a bachelor's or a master's degree for an entry level job in your freaking field. And it's like, well, obviously you're gonna feel burnt out because you feel like your work is not being compensated for. It's not about cycle syncing, and I understand that this is why these ideas are so popular, because we have these deeper social issues that actually need to be addressed. And so people are coping with ideas like this, like, oh, if I just cycle synced, if I just like tapped into my feminine energy, and eventually some man is going to come on to pay for my life because they want to escape capitalism. And it's like, that's, again, it's so very human, and I don't judge anybody. It's just so bad because, like I said in the beginning, the main thing here is fear. Being in control, your life being controlled by the fear of ending up with a bad man, of being unhappy. It's so like, it's so controlling, and these ideas are just like, oh my god. I might be too passionate about this. Okay. My camera is going to die though, so I'm gonna need to change it. I don't know why it dies so quickly. But anyway. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if... Is it good? Oh, wait, I didn't. Is it good? Okay, it's good. I keep getting errors, but they're like so fake. What do you mean I need to change my resolution? Okay. Let me check chat really quick. Hello. Wrench in her theory, people who work the night shift. Like, okay. Alright, well, okay. Let me continue.
If you're a woman, you should learn all about your cycle and how to sync with it so that you can live the healthiest, happiest life possible for you.
You see, the problem is, I just find it so manipulative because all of these coaches, the same thing that religions do and get cults do too, is they promise peace and happiness, and it's just like the same exact playbook every time, and it irritates me so much because it's so manipulative to young women. To young women hoping to have a good life and to find a good partner, and who are scared of like ending up with a bad one, you know, it's like, oh my god.
The question you need to ask yourself is, do you want to be a man-eater, or do you want to be a muse?
Okay, this might just be
Most girls will
TikTok brain rot, I'm not gonna lie.
say both, and they're not cut out to be either. But I can teach you. I can teach you the way of the warrior. Now, whenever I run
Okay,
through
this is TikTok brain
What are
rot.
the things I do every day to stay in my feminine energy and feel more peaceful?
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing that I do to tap into my feminine energy daily is to start my day off softly. I like to make sure that I am just, starting my day off at peace, doing things that bring me peace. The first thing I do when I get out of bed is staying away from my phone. I love to just pray and make sure I start my day off correctly. Most of the time I will maybe journal if I have time. And I love to make sure every morning when I start my day that I say God take over my mind before I do, so I can have a positive headspace throughout the day. Every day I like to make sure that I move.
The big problem I have with these ideas is that I don't think people realize just how arbitrary they are. Every time I see somebody talking about feminine energy, they act like it's objectively true. Like, it's objectively true that women are more nurturing and more emotional and more blah blah blah, when that's just not the case. Especially in modern times now, people are choosing to not have children. Women are choosing to not have children in very, very high rates. And yes, I think this is a problem, but also it's just a signifier that women do not believe themselves that they are nurturing. They don't want to have children because they're scared of the responsibility. Sometimes it's economic, but a lot of the times it's emotional. They're scared of having a child and taking care of it because they feel like they're scared of not being a good mother. Women don't feel naturally nurturing. They are nurtured. They are socially encouraged to be nurturing throughout their lives. And if they eventually do have a child, then they are largely going to be the primary caretaker of the child because they have been nurtured to be that way. But that is very societally influenced. Like, it has not been proven. Especially because this idea has been embedded into societies for millennia. This stems from literally 500 century BC, right? From China. Like, the yin and yang, women are this, men are that. And it was rooted in misogyny originally, but now not so much. Now it's more so like, well, we should do this because we're men and women and this is natural to us, when really that's not the case. It's just not objectively true. There's no argument to say that this is objectively true besides the cycle syncing, which is also not true. What real cycle syncing is emotional regulation. That's really what it is. It's emotional regulation, being able to understand yourself and actually working on things that are passionate to you so that you could be happy working on those passionate things. If you're miserable, it's not because you're not tapping into your feminine energy. It's because something is either wrong with your life and you need to do a life audit, or you can have better emotional regulation, But also this is just kind of weird to me. Because it's like, well, why do you want to, I don't know.
Intentionally, just like I said, maybe stretching, or I like to go for walks. I have a dog, so I take her for walks all the time. It's just, I don't know, it's just a way that I love to romanticize my life.
That's pretty cute.
Really
I'm not gonna lie.
my feminine energy. I feel like my dog is just such a girl, and she's a girl dog, so I just feel like the way we bond and when we go for walks together, it helps me to stay in my feminine
Okay.
energy.
No,
And
that's so
as well as being in
cutesy.
nature, moving my body, honoring my temple, things of that nature. It really just makes me feel extra feminine, extra girly, and extra at peace. So this is very, very
To be
important.
honest, this girl isn't doing anything wrong in her personal life, right? It works for her, right? The problem is that I really find are coaches who sell this idea of happiness and peace for $20.99 a month, and they make money off of it. But I don't think this girl is doing any of that. She's just like, well, I want to do things that make me feel calm, and I think kind of abiding by the social the social lines that society has drawn for me for the past 1,000 years makes me feel calm. It's like, okay, that's fine.
One last try.
What's this?
I'm giving life one last try.
You just put on makeup and did your hair. That does not deserve.
This is exactly how you're going to step into your feminine energy. Listen to me very carefully. Attract, don't chase. This is so important, but when you're in touch with your feminine energy, you have this kind of abundance.
This is just good general advice. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you're constantly focused on what other people are giving you, then you're going to be unhappy. Because as humans, we naturally want more and more. So if you're focused on yourself, then you're going to be like naturally attracting and not chasing, and then like, you know. But this is just general advice. It's not really anything to do with, I guess traditionally it's being feminine because it's like receiving. Again, yin and yang. Yin is literally about receiving. It's been around for thousands of years.
Mindset that everything comes to you. Stop sending the first text.
And also, just because it's been around for thousands of years does not make it objectively true. A lot of people like to shroud these ideologies in like ancient wisdom, right? Like, oh, we have known this, like China has known this since 500 BCE. And it's like, okay, but some philosophers just kind of made it up one day, and yin and yang originally wasn't even supposed to be for men and women. It was actually just about the cycle of day and night. It was originally day and night, and then people started associating day with going out to work, and then night with coming back in and sleeping, and then night was eventually associated with women and being at home and not going out to work because women didn't work. And then day was eventually associated with men going out to work in the fields. And so it's like these ideas, they all have a root that is not in nature, in biology, really. And they have been socially constructed. I just think, do you know how powerful cultural ideas get implemented into our brains? How powerful those ideas control us? I absolutely, oh my lord, that sentence was horribly worded, but you get what I mean.
Stop constantly chasing down emails, phone calls, likes, notifications, and have the mindset that what is meant for you will come to you, and you will enter your soft feminine energy and amazing things will come your way. Start making time for self-care. Looking after yourself should
Again, it's just good general advice.
not be a chore. Find self-care activities that you really enjoy, whether that be hot baths, making smoothies, going for walks, doing face masks. It could be anything, and incorporate that into your maintenance routine so that you really enjoy doing those things. Make yourself the most beautiful version of you possible, and make your...
Okay, another thing that I find issue with for these feminine energy videos is that they say they say attract, don't chase, but this whole ideology is about being more attractive to men. And it's about being more attractive to men because, again, it's rooted in the fear of finding a bad man. So when you're scared of being in a relationship with a bad man who doesn't reciprocate, then you're going to be asking, well, what does a good man who like wants to provide for me or whatever your goals are, what do they look for? They look for somebody who takes care of themselves. Actually, that just means be attractive. So people give the advice of take care of yourself when actually it's just be attractive. Like implement self-care. It's be attractive. That's the thing. I don't know why we're like going around the bush here. I forgot what the phrase was. And then another thing is like good men want women to support them. And so it's like you need to be submissive, talk softly, do this, like go slowly, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh my God. Okay.
Face as beautiful as it possibly can be. Make sure that you have really lovely manners and present yourself with class and elegance at all times. Feminine energy is elegant energy, saying please and thank you, having decent manners, being a nice, kind person and a warm person.
The problem I find with manners... No, but the problem I find with manners is that I think they're absolutely useless if they're not authentic. So telling people to have manners is absolute... Hello? Okay, so telling people to have manners is just really weird to me. I'm sorry, this fly is just flying around. Okay, I got really distracted. But yeah, if you need to tell somebody to say please and thank you, they do not mean the please and thank you.
Brush up on basic manners and etiquette tips. If you're not entirely sure, I can make a video on that too. Have creative hobbies. Being feminine is being creative, and there's so many different ways that you can embrace your creative mind. It could be anything, whatever you enjoy, whether that be
I mean, I think she just made that up, I'm not gonna lie.
painting, reading, writing, making Pinterest.
It's just so weird because men and women have the potential for these qualities, right? And then they're just choosing some of the qualities and saying, actually, that's feminine. Actually, being creative is feminine, and you should be doing art more. When it's like, it's really just based on interest and inclinations.
Boards, scrapbooking, dancing, there are 1,000,001 different creative things you can do. Try to do one every day and see how it makes you feel. And lastly,
If it is based on feelings, like you said, because if it's based on feelings, then do whatever you want. Like, do whatever you want. If it makes you feel better, then sure, that's fine. It's like, I don't want to be the party pooper, right? I have a problem with coaches and kind of the general idea. But a lot of these TikTokers or whatever, they kind of just seem like they're sharing what makes them happy, and that's fine. But it's more so like the snowball effect of these ideas that create negative things.
try to be more present. Remember to slow down. Take a breath and think through what you're going to say before you say it. Don't rush things. Be slower, be more present. Listen when people are talking to you. Take in what they're saying. There are a few different ways that you can practice being more present, and one of those is meditating, journaling. I hope that helped. Make sure you come back for more sleepovers and more tips.
Yeah, she seems really nice. She's super pretty too. But let me check chat. Uh, bu- 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 Men and women are more complex than the reductionist approaches we take, but I think all of the categorization is to make things simpler. In the past, that was the ideal, but now our world is happily complex. You see, I don't like simplicity. I think simplicity is very bad, because simplicity snowballs into things like misogyny and the opposite, hating men. I think that's androgyny. Not 100% sure. And it's like, if we do not introduce the nuance into things and we start repeating these ideas of men and women, like the idea that strong women are going to attract weak men, so you should never be a strong woman. Subtext, you should be a weak woman so that you could attract a strong man who's going to take care of you. Like, I hate that idea as well. But that's besides the point. Nobody talked about that yet. How do we deal with outwardly disrespectful people? I just disassociate if I don't know/care about them. If I do care, I try to correct them politely. I mean, I would just ignore them, because why do they matter to you? But if they're like actually somebody you care about, then I wouldn't care about them anymore. I don't know. Okay.
This is how you get out of your mask.
Oh, and another thing.
No, that was
This is how you get
good.
out.
This is exactly
No.
how
This is
Oh, and another.
this is how you get out
There.
of your masculine energy and into your feminine princess soft girl era. And if you
Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one, because this is like most of the people, right? And there's people like this in real life, but kind of softer. Like, they believe the underlyings of this. They're like, yeah, I want to be soft and feminine, especially now because there's such a large rise in traditionalism. Trad wives were trending like a year ago very much. Now it's kind of settling down. I was pretty late to the curve, not gonna lie, but this is perfect.
think it's not possible for you, I literally don't care. I used to be a tomboy and play basketball, tackle football, and now I just feel like a princess wifey.
Okay, but what was wrong with playing sports? There was nothing wrong with that. And it's like, now you position those things as being something wrong. And maybe she didn't mean it, right? Because she's trying to get her point across about being feminine and princess, and I don't know. But it's like, it's the snowball effect, like I said. It's the little things that add up.
feel like life is so soft and feminine. Like, men do everything for me. My boyfriend gives me princess.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the end goal is men do everything for you. Which is weird, because when men do everything for you, you are dependent upon them. And we don't want to be dependent upon them, because the reason that we got rights, we got the right to vote, we got the right to work, we have now a choice to do things that we did not have a choice to do in the past, because that gives us freedom to get money. And it's like, I feel like people are forgetting that, especially young people, because they weren't around when women were being rejected from college, from jobs.
Treatment all the time. This is completely transforming girls' lives and literally making them so feminine that men are just coming up to them, providing and giving them $100 bill.
I'm sorry, but that's just not real. Like, I'm sure it happened. I don't think she's lying, Like, maybe the person in the comment was trolling, but I'm sure it happens. But it's just crazy to think, like, maybe, I guess, in a rich area, but also, don't you feel weirded out by the men giving you $100? Because it doesn't feel like protection to me. It feels very creepy. It reminds me of a certain app with the initials OF. It feels very creepy, and I think a lot of men, after giving you money like that, will feel entitled. And obviously not all men. I'm absolutely not a man hater. But some people will feel like they're entitled to something after that. I just think that's very weird.
In the middle of the street. What this is called is the Princess Treatment Formula Guide, and you can get instant.
Oh my god, sorry. That name was so funny. No, but okay, she's killing it. You go, girly.
Access to it right now in my profile and follow along.
No! Okay, now I'm mad at you because you're a coach.
First step is to activate your feminine energy by feeling at peace, by feeling fully satisfied in life at this exact moment. Because from there, you can start feeling happiness, you can start feeling lightheartedness. You basically start feeling this like blanket of love surrounding you from the world. This is how you're going to easily allow a man to do the same thing that you're already feeling for yourself. Love.
I mean, that makes sense. It's kind of like the saying, you accept the love you think you deserve. It's like, obviously, if you have really strict boundaries, you're not going to accept people disrespecting you, and you're going to slowly distance yourself from those people, and you're only going to be surrounding yourself with people that validate the ideas that you already have and all of the emotions you already have. And I think a problem with this, which it can snowball into, is not improving. Not learning emotional regulation because all your feelings are validated. Because you believe you deserve princess treatment. And your man needs to be there emotionally for you 100% of the time. And if he isn't, then you're going to set your boundary and you're going to be like, I can't be with you. And it's going to limit growth for you in the long term.
Receiving energy. So when a man sees you in this energy, he automatically starts wanting to provide for you.
That's absolutely not true. Like, I don't think most men would agree with that at all. I don't know. It's kind of just like a lie. Because, I mean, no. I just...
And take care of you and do the same thing.
Okay. People will argue that, quote unquote, a good man, aka a man who has fed into the ideals of, the man's world, the patriarchy, or whatever, have fed into the ideals of what women would naturally want to protect you and provide for you. But most of the time, that's just not the case. It's like, I don't think...
that the world is technically already doing for you. Second thing that you want to do is...
Also, the world is not doing it for you. You just have an increased focus on the things that you want, that you want to be attracted to. Like, I don't think I said that correctly.
Let this energy flow in the way that you actually act. Why do princesses act so feminine and act so cute? It's because they feel like everything in the world.
Princesses act so feminine and act so cute because that's how they've been raised their entire lives to live. That's how they've been nurtured.
world is literally working in their favor. Like, they're always looking up at the trees and always looking at birds and things like that because they feel the love and they feel like the world is literally taking care of them. So the Princess Treatment Formula Guide literally tells you exactly how to act and how to get to that point where you feel that way about the world and you feel in your feminine energy. And like, it tells you how to instantly activate your feminine energy with an exercise where
It's just the problem is, like, watching this video, you have in the back of your mind, like, she's doing this for money. She's doing this for money. This doesn't have to be authentic at all. You know?
wherever you are, whatever you're gonna do, like when you're about to go on a date. The third step is to speak in your feminine energy, changing your mindset from being like, oh my gosh, why would people do that for me, to understanding how men actually work. They actually want to take care of you. They want to please you. And if you know how to ask them for things in a way where you are being feminine, and it literally like makes them feel more masculine, and it literally boosts their ego to make
Yeah, the reason it boosts their ego is because, like I said, they've been socially nurtured to believe that caring for women in this way and treating women in this way makes them a better man, and they feel better than other men. They feel better than other humans. And this is all societal ideas that have been around for thousands of years.
you happy and to be a good man and to make his girl proud. He will literally do anything for you. So the formula gives you word for word scripts to get whatever you want.
Word for word scripts? Oh, girly. No, I need to know. Oh, what's the word for word? Oh, I'm so curious now. I saw this one video of this girl trying to be like that scene in Mean Girls where Regina George goes up to get ice cream and she's like, oh my god, it's so good. And she's like acting all seductive. And then she looks at the man and she's like, she's giving him her eyelashes. And then the man is like, it's okay, you can, the ice cream is on the house. And this girl was like striving to be that so bad. And it's like, at what point? At what point do you believe that you deserve everything from the world, everything from other people? At what point did you not become self-sufficient? Because people try to romanticize that, right? Like, oh my god, she gets everything she wants from other people and men pay for her entire life. If men pay for your entire life, you're not self-sufficient. And you're absolutely dependent on them. They have the ability to financially control you. Okay, but
To get him to give you princess treatment, buy you flowers, open doors for you, pay for you, and scripts to make him please you. When I say this formula guide has literally everything that you...
Okay, she's just I'm checking chat. No one wants to take care of a stranger. They do it because they want something from you. That's what I'm saying. It's like if anybody ever came up to me and was like, oh my god, you beautiful princess, I want to give you $1,000 right now. It's like, no, you don't want to give me $1,000. You want to have sex with me. Like, you want to control me financially. Hello? And then people are saying this is like a good thing, and they're like bragging about it. They're like, oh my god, like literally I'm so feminine that these men are just giving me money. And it's like, these are not good men. These are not the good men you seek. Oh my lord. I would say you are wise beyond your years, and okay. But I don't want you to think I'm trying to flirt with you, so I won't the end. No, I just thought you were glazing me, but it's fine. Okay, continue. Wait, that's not necessarily... Okay. No one wants to take care of a stranger. They do it because they want something from you. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but don't be delusional and think you're entitled to gifts for beauty. This is the problem I have with the manifestation mindset as well, is that it accidentally leads to entitlement. Because the whole concept of manifestation is based on the belief that if you believe you deserve something, it will come to you. So it's basically saying, if you're entitled to something, you're going to get it. So it creates a bunch of entitled individuals who believe they deserve this. They deserve $1 million in the next year. They believe they deserve money from men. And yeah, you're probably going to get it because you're constantly working towards that thing and you're only focusing on that thing. So it just like naturally works. It's not really law of attraction and law of manifestation. It's more so just you're entitled, and when people are entitled and have big egos, things typically kind of come to them, you know, because they're constantly working on it, constantly focused on it. Okay, next one.
Ever needed.
Oh, and another thing, if you're a woman of childbearing age,
Okay.
but you are not yet pregnant and maybe you want kids later, maybe you don't.
Oh, yeah.
If you are of childbearing age, this is the perfect time for you to conceive a brainchild, okay?
What?
A brainchild can be literally anything creative, okay? It could be you start painting, you start making art of some sort, you start, I don't know, doing pottery, you start a blog, you start writing, you start a Substack, you start writing a book, anything, okay? Anything. You start a
Okay, I think this is just general advice, and it's so funny because I did start a Substack like 2 weeks ago. But anyway, she's gonna connect it to like divine feminine, but I mean, it's just a classic.
This is the most magnetic, powerful tool you could really practice to get everything you want out of life. I want to share with you guys the little things I did to be more feminine energy. It's about allowing things to flow into your life. You really learn to let things flow instead of chasing them. And I mean, stop chasing the boy that doesn't text you back. Stop chasing the friends.
Okay, I think we've already covered this. This is general advice.
Guys, I just came across the most amazing quote about men and relationships that I think every woman should hear. So give me 1 minute of your time and listen to this. The man isn't the prize, the lifestyle is. Because you can find love again.
Oh my god, what? The way she just blatantly said it. I don't value love. I don't value the man. I value the money that he gives me, the freedom that he gives me. It's like, it's so obvious that, like, these women, women who adopt this ideology, right? They're not looking for love. They really are. They're proud of it. They probably have been burned in the past. They're like, I don't know about this. Like, you really need to get what you need in a relationship. Because they're scared. It's built off of fear. She just blatantly said it. Like, I want the lifestyle and the freedom that a man can do for me. To provide for me. And I don't know if you know her. Maybe you do. But she's got like 8 million subscribers on YouTube. The Wizard Liz, I mean, perfect example. She recently got with some millionaire named Landon. And they quickly got very close. Like, she was literally engaged to him after months. And eventually, she got pregnant. And it ends up, he's cheated on her, which very sad situation. Absolutely horrible person. But her whole brand, the whole brand of the Wizard Liz is feminine energy. Getting into your dark and your light, feminine energy, and all of these ideas. Like, you need to do this. And if you do this, you're going to have a good life. And you're not going to be with a bad man. And it kind of just, it blew up on her. And it's pretty unfortunate, you know. But, GG.
But peace.
And the thing I wanted to point out as well, I just got reminded, is in her breakup video, you know, talking about what happened and everything, she blatantly said, I was not initially attracted to him. But when he gave me a Rolex, I was attracted to him because I knew that he could provide for me. And that is the thing that women who are tapping into their feminine energy are looking for. It's, can you provide for me monetarily so that I can have freedom? And in a way, honestly, it's accidentally selfish, you know? Because naturally humans, we're all kind of selfish. We all want the best lives for ourselves. But it's not taking into consideration the man at all as a human. It's kind of just thinking, he'll provide for me. And, you know, Landon could have 100% provided for the Wizard Liz. I think he still sends her a bunch of money till this day because he's trying to get back with her. But you know what he cannot provide? A stable home life. Which, very sad.
Luxury, freedom, that's what we don't negotiate on. And let's make one thing painfully clear. A man is not your finish line. He's not your purpose. He's not your prize. He is replaceable. The lifestyle you're building, though, the soft life.
okay, that's just really sad. Like, I'm just kind of a romantic, I'm not gonna lie, but viewing your partner as replaceable, it's like, that's just really sad. Like, don't you think that's sad? There's no way. Like, with not much, okay. The thing is right is what, okay, hold on. let's just
Financial freedom, the mornings you get to wake up stress-free with sunlight pouring into your luxury apartment and your name on the lease, that's the real trophy. Too many women throw away the whole garden for one rotten apple. They'll give up their dreams, their independence, and their happiness just to be able to say, I have a man. But here's the gag.
It's not just to be able to say that you have a man, it's to be able to say that you've given everything to this person and you love them. And it's like, yes, women get burned in relationships all the time. Talk to my mom. Just kidding. I should not be ranting about my personal life on youtube.com. But it's like, bro, if you've gotten to this point, it's because you don't believe in love anymore. And you think that all relationships are transactional. And you need to get as much as possible from your relationships. You need to suck the man dry. Not really, that's dramatic. But solely focus on the lifestyle. And it's like this mindset is also what gives men the impression that females are gold diggers because they're not chasing after the man. They're not chasing after loving and supporting him. No, secretly they're chasing the lifestyle and his money. And it's why we have such a big, like, ideological divide. It's why divorce rates are up. Childbirth is down. It's like the root of all of our issues. But that's what I'm saying, that ideas like these are what snowball into large social issues. And that's why I focus on intentionality and actually very much being very critical of every idea that I come into contact with, and not just subconsciously picking it up, watching short form content, because if you're scrolling and you see a TikTok like this, you're not going to sit down and think about it for 15 minutes. You're going to say, that sounds relatively right, and I don't want to get burned in my relationships, so I'm going to start focusing on the lifestyle that a man gives me rather than supporting him and being in love with him. You know, so it might not like completely take over your mind, but slowly you start entering this echo chamber of women who think like this, and it's going to cause social issues for everybody down the line. And that's why I don't like coaches. I'm fine with people sharing their personal experiences, but these coaches who are trying to influence and trying to say and basically lie, I got distracted.
Point of having a man if you've lost yourself in the process. So no, we don't chase men, we don't chase commitment. We build a lifestyle so delicious, so untouchable, that only the most aligned and masculine men dare to approach. So let him ghost, let him go, because love is not rare. But your peace, your freedom...
That's not love, and then she has the audacity to call it love.
Your luxury lifestyle, that is what's sacred. And no man, no matter how fine, how sweet, or how rich, gets to come in and wreck what you bled to build.
I feel like I'm yelling. I'm definitely yelling. This goes the other way around as well. Men are not naturally go-getters. And I know this creator because I was looking for videos to like put into this feminine energy video, right? And one of the analogies that she quote unquote loves is that when we're born spiritually, there's a mountain. Women start at the top of the mountain because they have inherent value, because they give life. So spiritually they're at the top. But men, they are born at the bottom. And so men have to climb their way up to be spiritually important, I guess. And it's like, you just made that up. Like, the mountain doesn't exist. Like, you're just saying that. And it's like, people talk about these ideas like they're objectively true so often, when it's like, you're just saying that. You're just saying that to convince people to buy your $29.99 course. What are you doing?
not the prize, darling. He's
not the prize, darling.
the entertainment.
He's just the entertainment. Oh my god.
The lifestyle is the throne, and you are the queen, and your piece should always be
Okay, but this has a few rationalizations for gold digging, I'm not gonna lie.
untouchable. Go ahead and relist.
I mean, you do you, bro. Let me read some of these comments for this video. I mean, people are just reiterating what she's saying. I agree, people settle for low because they're scared to wait. Okay, In our 20s, we think luxury is the prize. In our 30s, we chase lifestyle as the prize. In our 40s, we realize the real prize was becoming who we truly are. Beneath the masks, the proving, the pressure, the wanting. That's what brings peace. That's what brings real freedom. And then the creator responded, so beautifully put. So obviously this comment is saying that, like, the real prize is who we truly are, right? So who this creator believes she truly is somebody wanting to chase this lifestyle over everything else. Okay. Social media ruined dating or ruined relationships. No, it did. It did. It really did. Because people are not really interacting with these ideas. They're just kind of consuming them subconsciously, and then it builds up, especially in an echo chamber like TikTok. I think there's basically only one good man now. There's only one idea of a good man. This is what a good man should be. Here we go. TikTok algorithm. TikTok algorithm. If you're anything outside of that, no, no, no. Okay. Next one. This creator specifically infuriates me because of that mountain analogy.
I was trying to become more feminine, and I would start adopting these habits. Limit the swearing
I love that song.
and the slang from your vocabulary. When you start using slang in your vocabulary, in conversations with people, it can really show that your vocabulary is just not as wide as theirs. And I think
Okay, just be eloquent. Okay, to be fancy. It's just like,
that
okay.
makes you look and sound like you're not well educated. I think being well educated is the epitome of being feminine. Nobody wants to sit down with somebody on a day and hear them effing and blinding about something or using slang. It just doesn't make you appear feminine. If you're trying to practice your feminine energy, then have a me day once a week. Or if I'm busy and I can't have a full me day, then I have a me morning. But it's basically just a solo day or a solo morning just to yourself. You can do whatever you want. You can have a really long bath, or you can have a great...
Okay, well, I mean, the first idea is true. Like, what she was saying is true. Like, if somebody is going to perceive you and you're swearing and you're using a lot of slang and it seems like you can't express your ideas, you're not eloquent at all, you don't have a big vocabulary, it's like you are going to appear unintelligent. And she's saying that intelligence is feminine energy. But when you apply your feminine energy, a man provides for you 100% of the time. So why even have education if if a man is providing for you? It's like, what are you using your degree for? And that's what I have a problem with. Because it's almost incentivizing women to just chase after a man and chase after the lifestyle, actually, as we saw in the last TikTok, and not pursue any of their own personal goals and passions. And it'll be like, I don't know. Actually, I have a good case study, but we'll get to that later.
Everything shower, we can go shopping for ages.
Okay, I think this is
5
just
habits
redundant.
to stop doing to unblock your feminine energy. Number 1 is stop reacting and stop giving away your energy. For example, if you're in a conversation with someone and they blatantly disrespect you, you're not going to yell, you're not going to react, you're not going to say anything, you're just going to walk away.
That's just having self-confidence and general advice. It does not have to be connected to feminine energy at all, but they're choosing to connect it to feminine energy because I'm pretty sure this girl is a guru or a coach with a community or a course or something.
Always have to be ready to walk away at any given situation. Not everybody deserves your energy. Stop pouring your energy onto others. Keep it within you and then alchemize it. Being in your divine feminine means that you know your worth and you know your value. Number 2, stop deflecting compliments. If someone says that they like your outfit or you look good today, say thank you so much, you as well. Do not say, oh my god, no, like my hair looks so bad today. Always be
general advice. You see, I think this TikTok is just going to be general advice that, generally is good for you to do. Most people are followers, and it has nothing to do with being masculine or feminine. I think, yeah, most people, men and women, are followers. It's simply the easiest route, so you don't have to be accountable for everything. No one wants the responsibility. Again, that's another fear. Being accountable, being responsible. Fear controls people's lives with little ideas like this that are implemented in our brains through TikToks that we're subconsciously consuming and not really critically thinking about. And you don't even realize it, but your entire life is run by fear. And what fear does, it gives you no choice but to go onto that one path so that you can go towards safety. And it limits you from all these other paths that you could have taken, that you could have thought about, ideas you could have implemented, and that could have been more rational because you're so scared of living this unhealthy lifestyle or whatever. What happened to my video? Oh no, my video's fine. Wrong thing. Okay, anyway. Yeah, speaking a lot of slang and stuff and swearing does appear unintelligent, but how do we improve that as people, you know? How do we improve that as people, you know? But how do we improve that as people, you know? I mean, I do think it's true. It's not just a perception that if you use a lot of slang and you swear a lot, to some degree you are more unintelligent. But if that's not your goal in life, just be unintelligent. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's up to personal preference. It's like, it doesn't even matter how you speak, bro.
Provided men do not want nice girls. They want brats.
Okay, this is like dark feminine. I don't even know.
You're a people pleaser, which means the way you're showing up in relationships is causing you to attract and stay with men who end up needing mothering. Whether it's
okay, this is the idea I was talking about earlier, that strong women attract weak men, so therefore you should not be a strong woman, you should be a weak woman to attract a strong man. But I don't know what she's yapping about. I don't think most people like actually believe this. I'm gonna just skip this. Actually, I'm curious.
because they're passive, avoidant, selfish, whatever the vice is, somehow this male is a dusty. And how do I know that you've been with a dusty? You are way too reasonable, way too flexible, and way too empathetic in your relationships, which is why you keep attracting men that eventually need you to become their mother. They can actually sense something in your energy that screams, oh, she'll be.
There's also this villainization, right, of taking care of your partner. It's like, if your man needs like a mother and he needs emotional support, then he's not a strong man and you need to leave him. When it's like, I love this clip from the lead singer of the Marias. She's talking about her song No One Noticed. And it's a very emotional love song. She says, in the notebook, I don't want to be Allie. I am Noah. I am Noah. I am the one who wants to put forward big gestures. I want to take care of my partner. And this is not a mainstream idea because women are scared to do this. Again, they believe if they take care of their partner, that they're going to end up with somebody who is not reciprocating, and they're going to be trapped in a life where they're not happy. And this is literally fear-mongering at the utmost underlying of it all. And I don't, like, these credits don't realize it. They don't realize it, but once this idea develops over time, it's like, if I am a strong woman, then a strong man is not going to want to be with me, and I can't take care of my partner because then that means they're going to be complacent, and I can't do that, so they need to do everything. And it's like, you get scared of being in a relationship, in a natural relationship where a man is eventually going to need emotional support, physical support, probably. You know, like, cooking and cleaning. Maybe they'll be scared of cooking and cleaning because they're like, if I start cooking and cleaning, then he's never going to, and he's going to be complacent, and blah, blah, blah.
And for me, she'll adjust her life to me. No, 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 no. True provider men love high maintenance women, because men and women,
I mean, if it fuels their ego, then yes. But again, it's socially constructed.
in their most natural,
And if it's socially constructed and they don't realize it, I would consider it inauthentic. That's a personal opinion.
healed and healthy forms look like this. Men love to be of service. It gives them energy. And women look after themselves and then serve everyone only from their overflow. So in order for that to work, men have to put the...
You see, the problem with that is that it's so vague. Women only serve others when they have an overflow of energy. Like, you come first, you put your mask on first if the plane is falling, type of thing. But that's so vague. People don't know how to identify that. It's like, how do I know if I'm ready to take care of other people, and how do I know if people won't take advantage of me? Because that's the real fear. People are going to take advantage of me. And so people then take it too far. The Bible is not one book. Nuh-uh. 6'7"? I'm gonna ban you. Oh my god. Do you mean the translations? Okay, we're talking about the Bible, that's fine.
Woman first, the woman...
Feminine things you should say to make him more attracted to you. Instead of saying,
Okay.
please say, ho, is you deaf? Instead of saying, I wish
How is that feminine? This goes against all the other TikToks. No, the hardest thing in compiling this video and trying to understand the characteristics of feminine energy is just how much contradictions there are. It's like, I don't understand sometimes.
understand me, say only a lobotomy would fix you. Instead of saying...
I'm sorry. That's so funny. No wonder this got so much engagement. I think she's just trolling. This is a fun one.
I don't think you've told me this before. Say, it must have been your other bitch. Instead of saying, can you please lower your voice when you speak to me? Say, you should really lower your voice to match your height. Instead of saying, I'm
oh
sorry
my
I made you
lord.
cry, say, I'll give you something to cry about. Instead of saying, we can't afford that right now. Say, I make more money than you. We is too many people.
Oh my
Instead
god.
Of saying,
what if that's not true? What if you don't make more money than him?
overreacting, say, well, if you didn't act like a bitch, I wouldn't have done that. Instead of saying, wow, that's so
This is low-key manipulative.
impressive, say the only thing that you're good at is embarrassing yourself. Feminine things you should say to make him more attractive.
Oh my god. Okay, no, she has to be trolling. I mean, I'd have to look at her account, but I don't want to.
If his energy got you bent out of shape, it's time
That's really impressive.
to bend into yours. Here are 3 postures.
Bro, I
that
want
you
to
can
freaking
do
try that
to
right
shake
now.
off the dusty, crusty suckers trying to get with you and step into your sovereignty.
Bro, this is so satisfying to watch,
Number
though.
1, pull back and pull into yourself. Yes, both pose.
Okay, I think she's just trolling.
Lock in with me for a second. Lock in with me for a second. We have something very important to talk about, okay?
Yes!
Stepping into my feminine energy, claiming my feminine energy, the trend of encouraging women to rediscover their feminine energy on TikTok. It may seem completely harmless. It also might seem like a productive mindset switch, but
I think she's gonna agree with me.
language like this is actually super dangerous and entirely antithetical to the feminist movement. So let's discuss. Internet trends like step into my feminine energy, rediscover my feminine energy, reclaim my feminine energy with me are attempting to do in subliminal ways is to push women back into traditional gender
No, that's a freaking problem. It's so subliminal.
roles. To understand this, let's break down what they mean by stepping into your feminine energy. Well, what they mean is a very stereotypical definition of femininity. This very stereotypical definition of femininity encourages women to prioritize softness, submission, and nurturing, very traditional traits associated with women. These trends are very thinly veiled attempts to push women backward into traditional roles, and they do so by repackaging misogyny and extreme conservatism in self-care language, like feminine energy, reclaiming your feminine energy. That sounds like a good thing, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound positive, productive?
I don't know. It's weird. No, never
This
mind.
trend is a direct reaction to women finding more independence, women being less reliant on men, women needing men less, women being less
I don't know if it's a reaction. Maybe that's up to debate.
interested in having children or building lives with men due to the treatment that they receive by men, and just general hyper independence that we see from women these days in general. And the whole reclaiming my feminine energy trend is not the first trend to attempt to do the same thing. Villainization of birth control with no medical basis. Romanticization of domesticity via trad wives performing traditional roles on TikTok.
I thought this was the same trend. I thought trad wives and feminine energy were basically the same thing. They're promoting the absolute same thing.
It's become trendy and sexy to influence women to rely on men for money and not to build up their own wealth and their own careers and their own education. Rise of content about gut health, cortisol face.
What? Wait, hold on. Let me think about that. Gut health, cortisol face. Gut health, healthy for looks, for attractiveness for men. I think that a lot of gut health content probably promotes like health of women and stuff like that. I don't know a lot about gut health content.
Anyway. Hormones, which all give maha, none of which have any medical basis.
Maha?
Name 2 hormones and tell me what they do if you're trying to balance your hormones. Straight toward that anti-vax belief system. A very slippery slope. Last trends I mentioned.
Whoa. There's no way it can be that much. Honestly, I do believe the slippery slope thing because a lot of these ideas are slippery slopes. But I don't know. I think people could be nuanced, but a lot of them aren't. So if they enter the echo chamber, it's over. Like, I did have one friend who definitely entered the slippery slope. Like, at one point, she was like, I love traditionalism, and my end goal is to, like, provide for a man and support him because I love supporting. And that's just, like, my personal concept to, I drink raw milk. And so it's like, okay, you know what? I think she's right.
Exist to instill a fear and a distrust in modern medicine. All of these trends are attempting to accomplish exactly what the embracing your feminine energy trend attempts to accomplish. They're attempting to convince women that their lives will be better if they seek out traditional roles in society, if they reject modern feminism, is repackaging ultra right-wing conservatism and misogyny with therapy speak, fear, and self-care language.
Fear! She said it! Fear!
To make it more attractive to us. And look at Gen Z men. They've already been indoctrinated by ultra right-wing, toxically masculine podcast hosts. Said podcast hosts insidiously weaponize things like anxiety, loneliness, other internal struggles to sell the idea that these men will have a better life if they reclaim their masculinity and abide by strict gender roles.
Exactly. It's exactly the same thing that Red Pill does, just backwards with women. And has it helped the ideological divide? Absolutely not.
It's really sneaky how now they have young women romanticizing and cosplaying the fucking 1950s under the guise of self-care, health, and wellness. That's why you have to be hyper aware of the content you're being fed. Because
it's just that it is very intriguing. You know, as a young woman, the idea that a man is going to provide for everything and you have inherent value and you don't need to work hard a day in your life and everything is going to be fine. You know, we have a struggling economy, but the man is going to take care of it, you know? Like, I don't need to take responsibility because I'm just a girl. I don't need to worry about anything. So it like sounds nice, and that's why people are initially attracted to it.
Something like reclaiming my feminine energy does not sound like it's doing all of that, but that's exactly what it's fucking doing. And it's these little baby steps that end up becoming a very slippery slope. It's almost impossible to climb back up. We have to be very hypervigilant of what we're consuming. We need to practice media literacy and critical analysis. And we have to just watch out for things like this.
Okay. I think she's done with her point there. I want to read a comment on this video because very true. Also, gender is a social construct. Energy can't be gendered. We're just assigning traits and behaviors to things to condition people. Yes. Anyway. Let me read comments. Okay. The Bible is a source of guidance through spiritual practice to help people understand and apply positive beliefs. Religion is simply a spiritual category of philosophy. I agree 100%. I mean, I can't, like, 100%. Yeah, red pill is crazy. God did not. Oh, okay. I already told. Wait, what? Okay. Well, anyway, next one.
Because I'm a girl's girl, you get all of my tips for free. If you feel like you're way too masculine and you want to tone it down a notch and you want to be more feminine, keep watching. It's not easy, but it's totally worth it because once you start living in your feminine, you will get everything you want. Every room you walk.
You'll get everything you want. You see, every ideology ever promotes this. You'll get everything you want. You'll be peaceful. You'll be happy.
Walk into, you will be the center of attention, so be prepared. Take your notebooks out, class.
That sounds horrible. Every room I walk into, I'll be the center of attention. Holy.
Is in session. The first step to feeling feminine is looking feminine. This means I don't care if you're single, married, have 10 kids, or whatever your deal is, you are going to make time for yourself.
Okay, well, obviously make time for yourself. Oh my god, the thing is, like, they start with, like, a good idea, like, make time for yourself. And they're like, oh, but if you look feminine, you're gonna feel feminine. All that is subconscious standards that you've internalized and feeling like you meet those standards, so then therefore you feel feminine. It's like if you perceive femininity as XYZ, even if you go to sleep cute, nobody's watching you. It's like there's a little concept or something, a viewer in your head that makes you feel feminine. Because it's like it's almost like we're constantly being watched. You know, how does this thing make me feel?
That is non-negotiable. If you're not going to make time for yourself, I want you to swipe away now and not even watch the rest of the video. Now you are going to sit with yourself and figure out what silhouettes look good on you, what colors look good on you, what fabrics suit your face, what hair color brings your eyes out, whatever it is, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, like once you go that far, it's no longer take time for yourself, take care of yourself. It's now be attractive. To who? To who? To a man. To a man, because a man is going to provide for you. And it's all baby steps. All baby steps.
You're going to do all of it. Because I have to use myself as the guinea pig, I will insert a picture of a hair color that looked horrible on me. Look at that hair color and then look.
I don't think it looked that bad.
Look at this. Tell me I'm wrong. Step 2 is slower movements, your vocabulary, your vocal cords, and your tonality. You are not going to be all over the place. You are not going to be a hot damn mess. So if someone compliments you, I've said this before, you're not going to say thank you so much. You're going to say thank you.
Hello.
If someone is complimenting.
I think it's really sweet when people get really excited when they compliment. That's just so, I don't know.
Your hair, I don't need you to start doing.
No, that gives bitch to me. I swore, guys. I never swear on this channel, but it's like, thank you. You know, like you're trying to be confident, but then it's like you don't actually feel like you're actually thanked by me giving you a compliment. So it feels very inauthentic and kind of weird.
All of this, I need you to calm yourself down. Breathe. When you are on date night, I don't care who it's with. You are not going to go for the check. If you want to be more feminine, stop acting more masculine. Let that sink in.
It's so funny how they just like assigned, like, I mean hundreds of years ago, but they just assigned man pay, that equals masculine, paying is masculine. Paying is masculine. What do we do if two girls go out on a dinner date?
Invest in little pieces of jewelry that actually speak to you. When I got these 2 rings, I absolutely loved them. I didn't want to live without them, so I got them. Stop getting pieces that are tarnishing. You're going to throw them out and they have no meaning. Find a creative outlet in 2025. If that's pottery, jewelry making, painting, singing, dancing, going to the gym, taking a yoga class, whatever it could be.
That's just generally good advice.
Something that requires your mind and body connection and you're in sync with just yourself. Quiet time is also very important. Moving on, I need you to have one-liners ready to go. I am going to do a whole video on this, so don't you worry, I got you. I'll give you a quick example. This is one of many coming up, but if your friend is criticizing you in front of people or bringing up stories from the past that you don't like in a group setting.
Another thing with these creators is that they preach femininity, right? But they all seem so judgmental to me. It's like, I thought being empathetic and being nurturing and kind was a part of femininity. And now you're like being judgmental towards people who don't follow this ideology, or who are like, I don't know, judgmental towards men, judgmental towards men who don't fit the red pill, right wing, kind of, I'm gonna pay for everything thing.
Setting, you are going to call her out nicely in the group setting. You are going to say,
You're gonna call her out nicely, but I'm gonna be having a tone this entire video that's very demeaning. Like, okay.
this sounds a little bit like criticism. Can we please stop? That's all. You're not pulling her hair and dragging her on the
No, I would just not be your friend.
floor. You're just saying something.
Ha ha ha! I laugh and then, aww. I can't be your friend anymore.
If you are in talking situations with someone and they invite you over after 10 p.m. or they're inviting you for a drink, you are just simply going to say, thank you for the invitation, I would like to pass. It's that simple. I also need you to start reading a little bit and working on your vocabulary. Filler words gotta go.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, girly pops, today is the day I'm taking.
Let me read chat. She's a bit bougie. She is bougie. Honestly, slay. Slay! Okay. Okay. Wait. I'll get it. If one of the beliefs of, oh my god, I can't read. It's one of the beliefs a vast majority of women believe in, or will believe in their lives, that has roots in the newfound dominance of the red pill movement. I mean, yes, a lot of these beliefs are.
Taking action, and
wait, what?
Today is the day I'm taking action and going to do things that I feel like will help me embrace my femininity and help me to understand it, help me to understand what femininity means.
Is this girl a coach? I just need to, this is very important. I'm sorry, that's a really weird profile picture anyway. Always making the vibes weird? What is this? Wait, what? I don't know who, okay, well, I don't think she's a coach, but anyway.
To other people, like all of those things. I'm going to be doing that today, but this is my preface video to that video. In this video, I really just wanted to give more examples of why I could possibly be feeling this way at this point in my life. Because, you know, I listed just a few examples in the last videos and some people were coming for me. They were like, coming for my throat. They were like, just because you're independent doesn't make you any less feminine. I'm like, I know, okay. But it's literally, it's not these things isolated. It's not these isolated like experiences. It's all of these things that I have had happen and felt for so long together, like combined, that I think are making me feel this way. And, you know, we'll start at the beginning. Like, I grew up in a very male-dominated household. I had a brother, a dad, and then my mom. And my mom was very, very much tomboy. Like, when I think of my mom, I don't think of feminine. I love you so much, Mom, but I just don't feel like that. And I never got that energy from her. So growing up, I didn't really have a role model of, like, that exuded, like, being a woman and being feminine. Like, it was just me wrestling around with my brothers and my dad. And
okay.
Then, you know, as I get older, we grew up pretty poor. So I had to fight tooth and nail, literally my entire life, to be where I am now. Like, in these past 2 years of my life, I finally had the chance just, like, to, like, breathe.
Okay.
And calm down, because I've been so, like, angry and fighting for so long, and like having the chance, like I could cry, having the chance to just like is so nice. And you know, like,
the thing is, I think sadly she's been influenced to believe that breathing equates to femininity. You know, feeling calm equates to femininity. That go-getting and fighting and clawing her way through life and working hard to be where she is masculine, and that's wrong. Because she could look at what she's done and think, wow, I'm really proud of myself. I'm glad that I'm confident and I've done all this work and now I want to relax. But then not think about femininity at all, you know? It's like, it's kind of just a constructed idea that I'm sure she's come across, and she's like, now I'm starting my feminine journey.
I've always been like one of the boys, one of the bros. Like all my guy friends are like,
Yeah.
you're one of the guys, like that.
And that's not a bad thing. And I don't know why she wants to change, I guess.
I don't want to be that. I want to be a girly pop. I want to be one of the girls.
Yeah, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that. This could be very inherent, and maybe it's a learned behavior that she's been masculine her entire life, and it's actually healthier for her to be more feminine, and it's like a mask. But I think a lot of times, most of the times, it's not. And they just feel ashamed for being masculine because of ideas like this. My camera's about to die.
And like my language, like my vocabulary, for example, I like say a lot of bruh, bro, dude, cussing all the time. That's just like that's just how I speak, and I'm trying to change that also. Just because
I wonder why you want to change, because I don't see that as bad. I just don't. Okay, let me change my battery. And there's a comment, actually. It said, finally allowing my nervous system to relax to be able to shift into my soft era after fighting for my life. Allowing your nervous system to relax is not being feminine. It's good for you. You know, it's like we've equated all of these ideas together to create this large ideology that is just very, what's the word? Arbitrary. You know? Okay, anyway. I'm changing my camera. Okay, let's see. Why does the angle look so different? Anyway. Okay, I think this is gonna be our last TikTok, I'm not gonna lie. Is everything good? Yes, everything's good.
like cussing all the time probably isn't a good thing, so I need to fix it.
I mean, I guess I don't think cussing is good, and I guess I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. It's like, my camera died again. Okay.
And I always tend to like
Full TikTok.
I have so many guy friends, and I have girlfriends, but I always tend to focus on the guy friends. I tend to like hang out with the guy friends before the girlfriends, and I think it's because like I'm secretly like I just can't relate to the girls, but it's because I haven't embraced like my feminine energy, and like I love my girlfriends, they are amazing, but something in me is like avoidant, and I need to figure that out too.
I mean, that's fine, that's just a want, but it's not about being on a feminine energy journey. I don't know, it's just kind of weird.
Because I don't want to be one of the boys anymore. I want to be one of the girls. And like I said, I don't regret having...
Yeah, I just wonder why. Like, I would need to actually know personally. And she's just gonna keep reiterating. But that's it from me. Enough TikTok for the day.